Hello, my name is Annie Bahe, and I will be presenting my poster on maintaining the water quality of the Dell Reservoir. So this will be about my internship experience with the Natural Resource Conservation Service, or NRCS, in Marshall, Minnesota from the summer of 2021. So to get started, during the summer of 2021, I worked with the NRCS as a soil conservationist intern in Marshall, Minnesota through the Pathways Internship Program. As an intern with the NRCS, I was able to work on projects with Area 2 Minnesota River Basin projects, or just Area 2. Area 2 is a nonprofit organization whose purpose is to alleviate the recurrent flood problems found in southwestern Minnesota. They accomplish this by installing dams and/or reservoirs and road retention. By working with Area 2 through my NRCS internship, I was able to work from start to finish on the construction of 3 control structures, or dams, for the Dell Reservoir in Canby, Minnesota. So the Dell Lake, or Dell Reservoir, is a 156-acre man-made lake located in Canby, Minnesota, in the Lac River watershed. It was formed by a long earthen embankment stretched out across Canby Creek in the early 1980s. The lake is a typical hotspot for recreation with fisheries and a Stone Hill Park, which is just a county park, which has a campground, swimming beach, and fishery. In 1986, the project of the Dell Lake won the 7 Wonders of Engineering Award. So the Dell Reservoir is the only assessed body of water in the Lac River watershed that meets the standards for aquatic recreation. So in order to maintain the water quality of the reservoir, 3 dams were built in upstream tributaries, which will create sediment retention basins to filter pollutants before they reach the lake. This project was funded by a Clean Water Fund grant from Minnesota's Land and Legacy Amendment in order to protect against sediment from freely flowing into the lake and to aid in regulating the flows of those 3 upstream tributaries. So let's get into the process here of how I contributed to this big project. So the first step was the initial survey with a Trimble R8 receiver on a 6.5-ish foot pole with a handheld Trimble TSC3. So most surveys with this project were done with that equipment. The data was then inputted into CAD software to map elevation of the surveyed site. And then the proposed dams were drawn on the elevation map to be used in staking the dam site for the contractors to use during construction. During that construction, I assisted during the inspection process to monitor the contracting team. And after construction was completed, I helped with the inspection of the seating of the built dams to ensure the right seat mixes. And then a final survey was done called the as-built survey, was completed for each dam to measure the elevation of the tops of the dams, the elevation of the inlet and outlet structures, and the elevation of the basins for each dam. So moving on to figure 1 here, these are the construction process of Dam 1 and Dam 2, which form one big, long dam. So the first image on the left shows the built pipe that goes underneath one of the dams. The second image is of that same pipe now covered with packed soil and sand. And the last image on the right shows the construction of the dam itself, with the dirt being piled up higher to meet the right elevation levels. And in figure 2, those pictures show the completion of dam construction. So the first and second image from the left show both dams 1 and 2. These 2 images were taken before the dams were seeded. And the third image on the right shows the same 2 dams now seeded. So in the third image, inlet structures are on the right side of the dams, and the outlet structures are on the right side of the dams. So going to the implications and discussion of this big project, with the new sediment retention basins from the constructed dams, keeping the water of Dell Lake clean, people from all over can enjoy its recreational opportunities, such as swimming and boating. Also, according to Minnesota's Legacy's Legislative Coordinating Commission, approximately 240 pounds of phosphorus and 2,700 tons of sediment will be reduced annually due to these new dams, sustaining the water quality of the Dell Reservoir for generations to come. So my internship experience with the NRCS gave me the opportunity to work on this project from start to finish. And I would recommend the Pathways internship program for any student looking for a career in the federal government. Thank you.